Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Before You Close Your Eyes. Listen, I am excited and so happy to, for those of you who are stepping in to chat with me for a few minutes here before you lay it down for the rest of the night to get you some rest and some sleep. And so we just coming on, we have another, just want to share this thing, encouraging word to you. Just want to give you something positive, something that will strengthen you, something you can lay down on and go to sleep and have good thoughts as you go to bed tonight. I don't know how your day went, but I hope your day went well today. I hope you were able to accomplish some things, get some things done. And even if your day didn't go particularly well, that's okay because we're going to end it on a good note. We're going to end it on a good note tonight. So, again, if you're watching this, I want you to go ahead and share this. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, I want you to go ahead and share this broadcast. We're only going to be on here for a few minutes. We only come on for a few minutes, and throughout the week, and we just want to share something positive, something strong that we can deposit into your spirit, something that you can lay down on. That's why we call it before you close your eyes, because if depending on what kind of day you had, we hope we can give you something that can bring your day to a nice or better ending than maybe it started. And so, without further ado, we're going to get right into what it is that we want to say today. And so, today, I just felt the urge to really talk to the people who serve. I want to talk to the people who serve. I want to talk to the people. Hey, mama, just want to talk to the people who serve and who have been serving. You've been serving your family. Maybe you've been serving in ministry. You've been serving your community. You've been serving your city. Where you served in the armed forces, wherever you served at, wherever you have been called, or you were called, or you felt that this was your place to serve. I want to talk to you tonight. And I want to talk to you tonight because um, this weekend I had the opportunity to go to the city of Philadelphia to be there with our sister who was there. We celebrated her this weekend. She was officially ordained and consecrated, and I believe ordained and affirmed, excuse me, as a prophet in the Lord's church in the kingdom. And we were glad to be there to celebrate her. We were also there to be glad to be there to actually to take part in the service and the affirmation. And this weekend caused me to look at service a little bit differently. It caused me to have a different level of appreciation, a different level of humility when it comes to service, but then also for people who do serve. Because one of the things that about service is that some of us sacrifice a lot. And so tonight, this is about the people who serve. And this is all I just want to say to you who have served your families, you've served in the kingdom, you've served in the church, you've given your life of service to the Lord. Because I understand that it hasn't been easy. It has not been easy at all. It hasn't been easy. And a lot of us, and I'm going to put it up again because I want you to look at it, say, thank you for service. And this picture really struck me because the people who serve, when you serve in your family and you serve in the kingdom and in the community, you have to carry a cross, you have to carry your shield, you have to take the word with you, because sometimes service means you also have to fight. Service sometimes means that you may have to fight. It means that you may get into a struggle. It means that sometimes you may or will encounter certain levels of confrontation. And I just want to tell you that your service has not gone unnoticed. And so I want to go to the word of God and just give you some scriptures, give you some word here, um, as it relates to service. And First Peter 4:10 says this, and I'm reading from the Passion Translation. And I read from the Passion because I just like the way it reads. I love the way it reads. And it says this, First Peter 4:10. It says this. It says, every believer has received grace gifts. So use them to serve one another, excuse me, as faithful stewards of the many colored tapestry of God's grace. I'm going to read that again. It says, every believer has received grace gifts. So use them to serve one another as faithful stewards of the many colored tapestry of God's grace. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 16 says this way: we will show mercy to the poor and not miss an opportunity to do acts of kindness for others, for these are the true sacrifices that delights God's heart. These are the true sacrifices that delight God's heart. And then lastly, in the book of Mark, this is Jesus speaking in the book of Mark, chapter 10, verse 43. Jesus says this. He says, you are to lead by a different model. If you want to be the greatest, then live as one called to serve others. Jesus says, if you want to be great, how much are you willing to serve others to be great? How much are you willing to give up to live as one who is called to serve others? If everyone served only when it was convenient, who would be there when service was truly needed? Think about that. If everybody were to serve when it was convenient and when it was comfortable to serve, then who would be there when service is really needed? This thought invites us to consider whether service is about generosity when it's easy or commitment when it's difficult. I'm going to say that again. This particular thought invites us to consider whether service is about generosity when it's easy or commitment when it's difficult. Often the most meaningful acts of service happen when there is no recognition, there is no reward, there is no personal advantage, and the only choice you have to help is simply because somebody needs it. Service is not easy, and it's not supposed to be. Service is not easy because service is going to require us to sacrifice. It is going to require us to put others ahead of us. It's going to require us to prefer other people before we prefer ourselves. It's going to call us to sacrifice in every areas of our lives. There are sacrifices that our families make. There's sacrifices that our husbands, our wives, our children, people close to us, there are sacrifices that they make when we're called to service, because it means that sometimes I'm not home. Sometimes you don't get to be home. Sometimes your kids won't see you as much as they would like. There are times where you things that you want to do, you have to reschedule or you have to put them on hold because service calls. And so service, um, it requires and asks a lot of you in order for you to do it effectively. And so therefore, there's not always recognition. There's not always going to be a reward. Someone is not always going to pat you on the back, and someone is not always going to say thank you. So you have to decide if you're going to do service that is often thankless and unappreciated. You have to make a decision. Am I really called to serve? And if I'm called to serve, do I want to accept the call and take what comes with service? And so because service is not easy, and because it often calls on you to make difficult decisions. It calls on you to make sometimes unfavorable decisions. Sometimes it calls you to have to do things that you normally would not do. It calls you to engage in things that you normally would not engage in. That's the call of service. That's the requirement of service. And so tonight, this is why I felt the urge, I felt this push in my spirit to simply talk to the people who serve, the people who have served, who have sacrificed to serve, the people who have given everything, who have given of their time, who have given of their treasure to serve people, to make sure that others are taken care of, to make sure that others have. I want to say to you tonight that if you are feeling weary, if you're feeling drained, if you are feeling worn out mentally, physically, because of all you have given, I want to be the one to tell you tonight, I want to be the one to say to you, thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. Thank you for everything that you've given. Thank you for what you had to sacrifice. Thank you for what you had to give up. Thank you for what you missed out on because you wanted to make sure that others had and that others were able to receive and others were able to get. So this is for you tonight. I want to say thank you. If you're sitting at home and you're sitting on your side of your bed, and maybe you felt from time to time, man, people don't appreciate me. People just, they don't know what it costs me to be able to go down to that church and give what I give. They don't know what it costs me to be out in this community. They don't know, they don't see how much I've given. They don't see how much I've had to go without. They don't see how much that you've had to leave behind and the cost that you have paid. That's not in money. And because everybody doesn't see it and everybody doesn't understand it because they don't understand service. So I want to say to you tonight, I want to thank you for what you have given and for what you have done. I want to thank you because you answered the call. You accepted the call to service, whether it was something you wanted to do, whether it was something that God unctioned you, God impressed on you, God pulled on you to do. I want to tell you thank you. Thank you for accepting the call. Thank you for allowing the Lord to use you. Thank you for sacrificing your family, time with your family, time for yourself, sacrificing time for yourself and things that you wanted to do. I want to tell you thank you tonight because you matter. You matter to the kingdom. You matter to the world. You mean something to somebody's life. They may never get a chance to tell you. You may never know who they are. You may never know their name, but they appreciate you because you matter to them and you mean something in their life. They may not have what they have and be where they were had you not come along and had you not chill and had you not chose to be unselfish and to be giving, they were able to have what they have. So I tell you, I want to encourage the servers tonight. I want to encourage the people who sacrifice. I want to encourage those who are both on the front line and in the back office. I want to talk to those who feel forgotten, who feel missed, who feel um, stepped over, who feel as though they don't matter because what they do is not grand. It doesn't involve them having a microphone. It doesn't involve them being on camera. It doesn't involve them being in front of the people. And so to those people, I want to say thank you for your service tonight. Thank you for what you've done. Thank you for what you've given. Thank you for being so committed that you were willing to go without so that others could have. Because service really is about being committed when it's difficult. Service really is about giving it when you really don't have it. Service is really about doing the hard, the difficult things in difficult situations that you will get no benefit from. You won't get any advantage from. You won't make anything from it, but you're doing it because it needed to be done and because you care that someone else has it. So I want to thank you tonight and I want to encourage you tonight and tell you keep on serving. Don't stop serving. Don't take your hand off the plow. Don't put down your towel. Keep serving because there is someone who sees what you do. They see it. They see it every time you do it. They see every time you cry and do it. They see you every time you have to push to do it because you just don't have it. They see you when you show up when you're sick. You show up when you're hurt. You show up when you're not 100%, but you show up because you committed. There is one who sees it, and God sees you. And God will honor your sacrifice. He will honor your service. And God will bless you in ways that you can't even imagine because God will not allow his faithful servants to go unblessed and to go unrewarded, not just in the life to come, but also in this life. So thank you for your service tonight and keep serving because your serving matters and your serving is making a difference, even if the difference can't be seen. I'm telling you, it is making a difference and you are impacting somebody's life because you are teaching them how to live and how to serve. So listen, that's all I got for tonight. Thank you. I hope you were encouraged by this. I hope you were uplifted by this word tonight. I hope that it spoke powerfully to you. And I pray that it sends you to bed with a smile on your face. I hope it sends you to bed tonight encouraged and uplifted to know that you matter, you are important, and we honor you and we thank you for accepting the call to serve. Y'all have a good night. Thank you for joining us on another edition of Before You Close Your Eyes. We'll see you again later on this week. We'll be back on again with another bedtime encouraging word or bedtime uplift as you go to lay down tonight. I pray that the Lord would minister to your spirit. I pray that he would rejuvenate you, that he would refresh you when you sleep, that he would renew you in your body, renew you in your mind and in your spirit. I pray tonight that you wake up in the morning, if it's the Lord's will, and you feel like a brand new person because the Lord has caused you to rest and sleep on tonight. So we appreciate you. We love you. The blessing of God be upon you. Have a great Wednesday on tomorrow, and we'll see you next time on Before You Close Your Eyes. Good night.